Virgo. This is Michelle, and I'm here to do your May 2020, well, let's call it a card reading. Okay, we're using the playing cards this month. I'm going to use the National Playing Cards by Theory 11. And then also, I will bring in tarot cards. We're going to look at the Golden Tarot and even an affirmation card from Divine Doors. All right, something else different you might notice is that I have my Reiki grid here, and I do occasionally offer Reiki through the website. I used to do it every month, and I haven't been doing it every single month lately, but I might get back into that. But if you're interested in that, you can read about it at the website. Leave me a message about that if you're interested in getting some Reiki. If I start getting some messages from people on the site, then I'll know that people are in the grid, and I might start doing it every month again. This is a reading for our Virgo friends, May 2020. Messages that we need for Virgo in the month of May 2020. The cards actually, they're ready to go. King of Diamond, I just happened to notice that on the bottom of the deck. It caught my eye. King of Earth. So there you are. Okay, interesting, a little bit interesting of a cut there. Possibly Virgos could be experiencing a little bit of indecision, I want to say. Just from that cut, and here you are, and well, I mean, that's understandable in the current times. I am setting an intention with this reading and with the Reiki grid in for a message of healing, hope, and encouragement. And it doesn't mean that the cards aren't going to be honest about what's going on, because they certainly have been. And I'm just picking up right now just a little sense of uncertainty. Let's continue on. We have the Queen of Spades, all right, Queen of Air coming in. The Six of Hearts. And the Eight of Diamonds. All right, I'm going to hold these cards up because they're new for us. The images are a little small, and so we'll look at them together. I feel that Virgo, the cards are saying, with this Queen of Spades, let me say, first of all, I'm getting the sense that actually this represents you, even though it isn't a diamond. And the reason that I'm sensing that it is you, at least right at this moment, is that the air represents the rational. And Virgos are extremely analytical and rely a lot on the rational mind to understand what's going on in their environment. And so this is sort of telling me that for some Virgos, there could be a lot of analysis going on, a lot of thinking about the current situation, about the future, and thinking about, okay, what am I going to do? I don't want to put a foot wrong, is what I'm hearing. I want to make sure that I take the right steps to ensure that everything works out down the road. Well, okay, this is actually kind of an old message for us, isn't it? And it's coming back to me now, and it's this: well, Virgo rarely puts a foot wrong. And so right off the bat, I'm kind of hearing like, okay, don't worry, Virgo, because you know, you're thinking things through, you're looking ahead, you're making contingency plans. And so that's really good. And I'm just sort of sensing like, don't worry. The Six of Hearts is telling me to just be patient, be a little bit patient. There could be a little bit of waiting involved in order for things to sort of get arranged, I want to say, in the way that you would like them. But that your future, I want to say, well, financial setup, okay, let's put it that way. Your future financial setup or security looks like it is assured from this reading. All right, now Boy, that's a big promise, isn't it, from a reading? This is a general reading, so we have to keep that in mind. But, it's because, Virgo, that you are taking the time to think about things, to think things through. I don't see you making like any rash moves right now. I see you being very careful about making sure that you take the right steps. Be patient. And don't worry, that's what's coming through from this first row. And it is saying everything is going to be okay financially, not to worry, okay? That's what I'm picking up. Now we have the Six of Diamonds. We like seeing that because we're kind of getting a similar message coming through. But let's continue on. The Four of Diamonds, all right? And the Two of Spades. All right, very interesting. I have to say, I'm very happy with these cards, Virgo. I am feeling, I want to say, despite any mental turmoil that might be going on, so like in the mind, it could be that in the mind you're like, kind of going back and forth and there's some kind of turmoil going on. But I feel like there are opportunities that will be coming in for you, so be patient. And that in your case, all right, so in your case, if you're a Virgo and you made it to this reading and you're resonating, in your case, I'm seeing that there is some financial stability ahead. I know, that sounds crazy, right? I mean, based on the current situation in the world, but that's what the cards are saying, that for you in particular, you took some measures perhaps earlier on. You took some measures and you're also kind of taking measures now. You're thinking about, okay, how am I going to deal with this thing? How am I going to make sure I'm okay down the road? What am I going to do about it? Some of you, I'm going to say, possibly you might be actually over the next few months doing some sort of training or putting yourself, I want to say, doing something to put yourself in a position where a couple months down the road, even a month or 2 or 3 down the road, that you're going to be in a very good position to be in a more stable financial situation than perhaps other people are. And so, be patient. There might be some work involved in the next 2-3 months that you're thinking about doing. You might even be kind of going, well, geez, do I want to do that? Do I really want to take that class? Do I really want to do that training? Do I really want to put more work into this than I already have? And that could be part of the deliberations that are going on. But I feel like in the long run, that's going to set you up nicely. All right, that's going to set you up very nicely. Let's continue on. The Three of Hearts, all right. The Jack of Spades. And the Joker upright. Okay, the Joker upright. I've been pulling a lot of Jokers in reverse. This one is upright. It's very detailed. I don't think you will get it with my setup here, but I will just point out some things that are interesting. You can see this sort of heart shape in the middle, the star, and then around we have the suits. Here are the clubs, the heart, the spade, and the diamond. And this sort of interesting little skull here image. It's just a really fascinating deck. Again, I have to say, Virgo, I'm really happy with these cards. What can I say? What's coming in, the message that's coming in is take heart. Take heart, Virgo. Do things in life that uplift your spirits, that make you feel lively. Virgo, quite naturally, if we get really involved in the analytical thinking, which is very good, okay, because again, getting back to the earlier reading, I think that planning is going to help you to be in a good situation down the road. But the cards are saying, you're doing such a good job of that, Virgo. Take some time out to do some things that are just fun, that just lighten your spirits. What is that makes you feel more lively. Do something surprising. Surprise yourself. I don't know. Okay, so this thing is just coming into my head. I don't know why, and it's listening to big band music. Right? Okay, now I don't know how popular big band music is for the Virgos out there, but you almost can't listen to the old big band music and not just want to get up and move around a little bit and be happy, or whatever kind of music it is. Here's another thing: Broadway musicals. Just play that and just sing. We all know the words, we all know the words to the sound of music, right? So, I just, that's just a kind of a crazy thought that is coming into me, but it's unexpected, I'm going to do something different. Maybe some of you are doing that now already, so, let me know. But that's what I'm picking up from the cards. The cards are bringing in this really joyful energy, this really high level of energy that's very happy, enthusiastic. And so give yourself a break, Virgo. You deserve it. Whatever it is that just lifts your spirits, makes you feel better, do that for a little bit. Give yourself a break. And, then you can, there's always going to be time to get back to the analytical work, right? There's always going to be time for that. All right, now we're going to go into the tarot. I'm not asking actually the cards for a different reading, although you never know, right? But I'm asking for just more enlightenment, or perhaps we might even get some similar messages for confirmation. Now we have the Four of Cups coming in. I'm going to show you this card upright so that you just like have an orientation. It's very similar to the Rider-Waite. We have the Queen of Coins. Okay, so that would be analogous to you. And, well, let me show you upright. I said I was going to do that. So, I love this too, because this makes me think of the birthstone for Virgo, which is the sapphire. And so we have the Queen of Earth here, and the Page of Swords upright. Okay, now let's take a look at these cards together. I'm going to go ahead and reverse. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just do that reversal. I have to say, what I'm picking up from these cards, Virgo, is initially, I think that there are some times where you just don't feel quite like yourself. And that you can be thinking, I just want to get back to my old self. In some ways, you are very much like yourself now, because I think that you're bringing in a lot of rational thought to deal with problems. But I think in other ways, and it has to do just with the current environment and all the problems that are going on. I think that the mind, sometimes your mind is having, I want to just put it this way, just a little bit of difficulty resting and just turning off, let's say. Okay, so the Virgo mind has a problem. It wants to keep working the problem until it works it out. And so what I'm picking up is just the problems are persistent, as they are for everyone, right? And that there's just a feeling that, I can't turn it off. Now, the reason that I think that that's important, that message coming in here in this first row, is that it explains this other message that came in the last row for the playing cards, which was to just do something to lighten your heart, surprise yourself, do something a little out of the ordinary for yourself. And because I think that is, in an interesting way, it's going to sort of shut the analytical processes down for a little bit. If you very practiced at meditation, then you could do it that way. Okay, certainly. But the cards are suggesting also to just do something that just brings in just a sense of gaiety and laughter. And I think that this is partly it. It's just like, I can't turn my mind off. Okay, now we have the King of Swords coming in upright. It looks this way. More air, more sort of rational thought coming in as a theme. We have the Queen of Cups upright. I believe that king was reversed, and so I'm going to do that. And the Five of Cups. To laugh at myself because I can't remember if that king was upright or not. I guess I'll have to read it both ways. How can you not remember something that just happened 2 seconds ago? And I think it's because there's sort of like a lot of channeled information coming into me right now. But here's what I am picking up. Again, it's a double whammy, all right? And it's the idea of the rational thought coming in again. And it's kind of chronic, all right? So it's a little bit chronic, but I'm picking up something else. And actually, it doesn't matter whether this is reversed or not, okay? It doesn't really matter. So I can't remember. But what I am picking up from this is that you're also using the other side of your brain. So, boy, imagine this. Both sides of the brain going, which is good. Okay, to my mind. Okay, so that's my take on it. When you're doing psychic work, of course, you have to turn that analyzer off or down to a large degree, all right? And rely more on the intuition, okay, which I think that we see here when you're doing intuitive work. And then when you're trying to solve other types of problems in life, you rely on the rational brain, okay? But what I am picking up here is Virgo, you're firing on all pistons right now, right? Just it's all going. You're picking up things intuitively, all right? You're picking that up, and this can almost be feeding, I want to say, the rational part of the brain. Okay, so you're picking up intuitively, it's feeding the rational, and then you can solve the problem, right? And it just ends up that, sort of sitting here, let's say with the Six of Cups, just in this cycle of trying to figure things out. And the truth of the matter is that right now we can't have definitive answers right now. This Six of Cups is interesting because you can see we have an upright cup here and then a spilled cup. And then we have another spilled cup and then two upright. So this is a different arrangement from the Rider-Waite. But what I'm picking up here is like this sense of being a little bit, oh boy, and that was at the beginning of the reading, wasn't it? When I first picked up the National deck, I was picking up the sense of kind of just being uncertain about things. So all this to say again, we're just, boy, this message, I have to say, of all the readings so far, this message so far anyway is very pointed. It's like one direct message. And it's saying, Virgo, you are doing a great job of bringing your intuition to bear on these problems, bringing your rational mind to bear, both together, working to fix these problems. And that the advice coming in from the heavens, from the angels, saints, from the Lord, from the divine, the higher power, the message coming in is to allow yourself a little bit of time to experience some joy and some rest. I feel I'm just gonna be, oh, wow, I just have to say this right now. All of a sudden, I'm getting this really overwhelming sense of sorrow almost and sadness. It is very strong. It's coming to me in just waves right now. I am going to say this, that I feel that this energy that's coming in, this sorrowful energy, it is coming in from the ethereal plane. Let us say from the Blessed Mother, heavens above. This energy that is coming down is this looking down on Virgo with so much love and so much desire for Virgo to be happy, that on this other plane, on this ethereal plane, where someone who loves you is looking down on you. That's what I want to say now. A lot of messages coming in, but someone from the ethereal plane is looking down on you with so much love, and what they are saying to you, Virgo, is, I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy so much because I love you so much. All right, so you're going to know who that is. You're going to know who that is, whether it is an ancestor or a particular angel or a saint that you have a close connection with, or the Blessed Mother herself, perhaps the Lord, the Divine Lord. You're going to know where that energy is coming in. And it's there's so much love in it, and there's so much desire for you to be happy, Virgo, that this energy it's almost full of a very loving type of sorrow, let me say. All right, we're going to continue on now. We have the Four of Swords coming in. All right, very suggestive, of course, of getting some rest. And I feel, again, this is talking about allowing yourself to rest your mind. Just allow the mind to rest. Again, if you meditate, if you can do it that way, beautiful. If you're having trouble sleeping at night, though, the last thing that's going to happen is you getting into bed, right? And it just happens. So, again, we have to find ways to allow the mind to rest. And that happiness, right, that happiness coming in here, doing something joyful, is a way to allow the mind to rest. Here's another thing that came up. I'm just gonna, maybe it was because the Wheel of Fortune came in. Because in my mind, Virgo, I'm thinking to myself, I have this image, and this thing comes in, and I'm like, where did that come from? And it's in the reverse, but I'm gonna say it, Virgo. You know what? Make some chocolate chip cookies. I don't know why that's coming in, but maybe, I don't know, when was the last time you made a fresh batch of chocolate chip cookies? Maybe some of you actually just did that. That would be amazing. Tell me. But make that batch of chocolate chip cookies. How long has it been? Or whatever it is that you like to do with chocolate, let's say. And the Wheel of Fortune is coming in. This is in this particular card, there's this sense of home life, right? That's just very cozy. And the fire is here, and we have sort of the Madonna and Child. And it did come up this way, though, right? In the reverse. And so what I'm picking up is, like, bring back that sense of comfort in the home. Right? And some of you might be isolated right now, okay? Some of you might be isolated right now, and so, we have to find ways to do that for ourselves if you're isolated. If you have other family members around that you can share things with, it might be a little bit easier to do that. Let's all watch a movie and have some popcorn or something. But if you're isolated, then you need to find something that you can do that will just make you feel better. And now we have the Chariot coming in. It came up in reverse. I think that the Chariot reversed is also speaking about, it's a special message to Virgos that are feeling a little cut off from other people or isolated right now. And it is reiterating this message to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Make things feel, if you can, very secure and comfortable for yourself. I feel like, Virgo, you're doing a lot of work right now and you aren't getting a lot of recognition for it. And this can also make things like more of a grind. Okay, I'm picking that up. Like, wow, I'm doing a lot of work. Some of you actually may be you may be an essential worker and you are out there doing a lot of work and you're not getting, I want to say, accolades that would be commensurate, all right, with the amount of work you're doing. And so in that case, if that's the case, then Virgo, please find ways to reward yourself for all the hard work you are doing. And even if it isn't in connection with other people, even if it is just that you are isolated at home, some of us are having to transition into working online, by the way, which is can be just a tremendous amount of work making that transition. If you're in that particular situation and you're feeling like, wow, people don't really understand what I'm going through right now, to do this kind of work that I do in this way. If that's the situation, again, the message is very pointed. It's coming through. Virgo, bring joy into your life. Make your home life as comfortable and secure feeling as you can. Do things that make you feel comfortable and secure. Love yourself. And know that there are other beings in the ethereal realm, let me bring that up, that are looking down and want nothing more than for you to be joyful and happy and to be receiving all of the good things in this life that you so richly deserve. All right, let's go ahead and take one affirmation card. Oh my goodness. All right, that's very, very interesting because I cannot recall the message on the other side of this card, but you saw me cut the deck. Goodness, I mean, this card just came up for Leo. Some of you actually may have a connection to a Leo in your life that's important to you. That Leo might be, if we're talking about the message coming through from the ethereal realm or ancestors, that person might be a Leo. Some of you may have a family member that is a Leo that's important in your life. And so we are looking at this door and we are seeing these rays of golden white light, or golden, it's really white light coming in, shining on the floor. I'm going to say what I love about these cards is I can look at the door for one sign and get one message, and then I can look at the door for another sign, the same door, and get a completely different message. And that's what's happening here for you. A completely different message than from Leo. And what I'm seeing is that at your core, Virgo, at your core is absolute purity. Purity of intention. Purity that is really, I want to say, it is, the foundation of it is love. The foundation is love. But it is a purity that is equal to or represented by this white light coming through. Let's go ahead and read the message. A cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. All right, I know what this message means in relation to the reading. It has to do with this Three of Hearts. And it's talking about just getting that spark, right, to light up inside. It's inside of you, Virgo. And I believe that this means, when it's talking about boldly, Do something that makes you really, fully, absolutely joyous. You deserve it, Virgo. If anyone deserves it, boy, let me say it is Virgo. Virgo, that's your reading for May 2020. Thank you so much for being here. As always, it's a pleasure and a privilege. I'll see you next time.